So you guys are pretty bullish about programmatic, which I think is great. Tell me a little bit about some of the successes and why it's working so well for you.
So we've been in sort of the programmatic space in terms of monetizing our inventory for a long time. In the US, it was really 2012 was the year for us to monetize a lot of the pre-roll inventory programmatically. 2013, internationally, the market sort of became liquid, as we would say, and we've been able to really scale the revenue internationally. And I think we just want to give the buyers all the tools that they're asking for to be able to buy our inventory. I think the other thing that we're thinking about in 2014 is really how do we leverage our first-party data and how we can use that as a differentiator. You talk about programmatic versus real-time, and programmatic being just a way for people to transact. We're looking as a publisher for leveraging the things that are differentiators for us, which is really the data on the page that we can use to augment third-party data and make it more accurate. If you look at the accuracy of third-party data, we talk about the percentage, even on demo targeting, we can really up the percentage and really up the accuracy of the data by using the first-party data that we have.
So, you guys are sort of a video-centric platform, obviously, right? And I would love for you as a publisher to comment on this whole race to the bottom kind of farce or debate, right? Specifically as it applies to programmatic video. Is that what you're seeing and experiencing?
I think what we've done is we've hired a lot of people that have yield management skills and really have been smart about how we've looked at tiering the inventory. So you have your open exchange. We're going to have a lot more in terms of private exchange in 2014, and just really having sort of control over the type of inventory that we put on an open exchange versus what we have for our direct salespeople. But we've become very adept at being able to calibrate all of that and making sure that we don't have it be a race to the bottom. And then we're also buoyed by market forces and the fact that there's the demand outstripping the supply. But as that supply increases, we're trying to get smarter about the value that we're bringing advertisers in terms of data, in terms of context, and other insights into the metrics. I think another thing too, when we're just talking about the data, really talking about taking it to a strategic level, the buying and selling being more automated, but thinking about strategically what insights do we bring advertisers about how our platform's being used and what areas of inventory that they can use that may be counterintuitive to what they would just know in just going in an open exchange platform.
So it's interesting. I mean, how has yield optimization as a strategic business function changed as you're moving more and more dollars through programmatic platforms?
It's just become more and more important, and we've talked before about the mathletes and how the rise of importance of folks that have those quant skills, and the data scientists, and really the people that are able to make sense of that data and also make sense of the inventory and make sure that we're selling the right inventory to the right buyers.
And if you look, ideally as a publisher, you want to have, you want to be able to distribute your inventory and make it available across many platforms and exchanges as you can, right? Where are you being underserved? Because the supply side of the ecosystem has matured, obviously. I mean, what happens? People buy cheaper toilet paper and they, procurement goes in first, right? So I think the demand side has matured faster in our ecosystem. Supply side is kind of catching up. Where do you need better services and tools as a publisher, do you think?
I think that what we're trying to do is, our next evolution, I keep going back to data, but it's really bringing in a data management tool to be able to make sense not only of all the third-party data, but how it relates to our first-party data, and then really getting those insights about how our audience is different and how they match with a specific advertiser and how we can turn that into real business results.
And what does your P&L look like in 24 months when you've sort of fully deployed a DMP, you have a substantive amount of first-party data? Is that, does that drive better optimization, therefore making your inventory more valuable and premium, and it's embedded as part of the CPM pricing? Or do you have a separate data product that is a value add on top of a programmatic buy in your channel?
I think we're embedding it in all the sales that we do, both on the programmatic side and then also on the direct sales side. So even if we're going to do a custom ad campaign for someone, they're always going to want to add scale to that with pre-roll, which is the sort of the dominant form of advertising in video. We have pre-roll, we have custom stuff that you can do on the page as a publisher, but we do a lot with branded entertainment, and so we're trying to bring those insights to all of our campaigns.
See, I guess where I'm getting at is you guys are such a great, it's the high class problem that you have so many views, right? And you have so much data and insight. So if I'm actually working for a tradie desk or I'm on the buy side and I'm in a DSP and I'm buying premium video, right? Am I gonna buy one CPM that includes the targeting of your platform that you've developed and the insights? Or is that something that I can then, the same insights that you've derived from your first party data, I can apply to another buy in another channel? Do you see the eventuality of you having a separate business there?
I think eventually we will come to terms with that, but I think 2014 is really about monetizing DailyMotion's inventory with that data, and then maybe we can apply it to a broader set of buyers.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Roland.
Thanks.
It's great to see you again this year.